Hello, my dear friends. I hope that y'all are so well today. Happy Tuesday, and welcome back to another Photoshop Creative Challenge. I am really excited, y'all. If you have missed any of the challenges thus far, I need you to go ahead and go back to the past 2 weeks. I have been with y'all all January, just giving y'all some of my favorite tricks and tips in Adobe Photoshop. And so I'm really excited to be here again today to talk to you guys about how to create a spotlight effect in Photoshop. So if you are planning a shoot and maybe you can't do a spotlight in real life, you can mimic it in Photoshop. So I'm going to teach you guys how I'm going to do that today. Go ahead and let me know where y'all are joining from in the chat. Val, girl, I see you. It's my girl, Val. How you doing? Thank you so much, Val, for going ahead and dropping the starter files in the chat. If y'all have any questions, please sure to let me know. I will answer them as I go. If I look over here, it's because I'm looking at the chat. So just so you guys know. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am in Photoshop. Again, Val did go ahead and drop the starter file for today's photo. So I have this beautiful portrait that I shot of my friend Dang. I feel like y'all have seen some photos of Dang in the past. So if you have, here he is again. But one of the things I really wanted to do with this image is I wanted to kind of create like a really dramatic effect, which you can see I kind of did with this contrast, like dark lighting. Shout out to my friend Milton. He is the lighting expert. I cannot tell you how we did this in real life. Okay. I can't tell you the lighting setup that we had. I know we had one strobe. I think we had two different strobes set up, one high at a 45-degree angle, one lower. I can't remember the power, what they were set on, but I really wanted to give a really high contrasty look, which you can see we did here. And when looking at this photo, I was like, you know what? The way he's looking off is really giving showman. So I feel like we can try to play off of that idea a bit more and add in kind of like a direct spotlight over him and kind of make him a little bit more of the focus of the photo. So as always, duplicate your layer, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and Command J if you are on a Mac. If not, you can just go ahead and click on background, click on background if it'll let me. Hold the background, come down to the duplicate button, and it'll make a copy of your layer right there for you. So I'm going to delete that because I already have one. The first thing, oh, thank you so much. Y'all like this photo? Because I do. Honestly, sometimes I'd be shocking myself, And the other thing that I talked about this on the first Photoshop Creative Challenge, I talked about the importance of utilizing color, right? And being really intentional with the color that you're utilizing when you're shooting. So in this case, I wanted to do pairing blue and red. They're complementary to each other. And I feel like that already adds an extra element to the photo, right? You can even see if I zoom in just a wee bit, not that I want to take y'all into his waistline, but you can see the red even on his boxers. That was intentional. I just asked, he didn't have a belt. And so I was like, you know what? I love the red that's peeking through because again, it is adding to the overall color and feel to this photo. So that is just a sign for you guys to be intentional with be very intentional with colors when planning your shoots. You can plan to just do even if you wanted to do any kind of shoots or you're planning for a shoot, just be intentional with the colors that you are pairing together with your outfits and your backdrops. So, all right, cool. Thank y'all so much. I see that the lighting on the face is well done. Shout out to Milton. He is my friend that does a lot of my lighting for me. So he did a really great job, and he does a great job of if I tell him what I want, he knows how to bring it to life. And so I'm glad that it came to life. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and generate my background. So bam. Already we are looking good. We're looking solid. I really love the kind of naturally with this photo, the ombre effect that you have. You have this really dark area here and it's just kind of coming in, and I think that's where I also got the idea for adding a spotlight, was that I just really like how it's drawing your attention right here to his face. So I kind of want to draw it in a bit further. So first thing I did there, as you just saw, I just went ahead and generated fill so that way I can expand out the backdrop. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do here. I have a little spot here that I want to take out. I don't know. I have a question for y'all. Do y'all that's something I should have just used the clone stamp tool for, but I just be using this Gen AI for everything. And I feel like the smallest things, and it probably takes like me more time to do it that way, but to each their own. I just like, I don't know, I feel like that's more comfortable for me to like circle and click generate than to like clone stamp. And it's not, I'm definitely doing it a longer way, but it's okay. You have multiple ways to do things in Photoshop, which is always great. There was a spot there that I did not like, so we've gotten rid of that. I will show you what this looks like. Again, that is our before, and that is our after. Lovely. Everything is looking great. If y'all have, again, any questions throughout this stream, please drop them in the chat. All right, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a little bit of editing on this photo. I just feel like, we're here already. Before we get into the actual creating a spotlight, which won't take too long, it's really just a couple of steps. I do want to prep this photo and kind of make sure it's graded to where I want it. So I'm going to focus on my reds first. And what you'll notice here too, I often talk about this, is that when you are editing color in your shoots, and you're utilizing selective color, you're going to see that you are impacting, certain colors will impact your skin, right? We tend to have like reds, yellows, oranges in our skin. So when you find yourself on red, yellow, orange, or anything of that sort, those specific colors, you will see that the color will impact the skin as well. So I do want to be mindful of that. If I feel like I want to separate my person from the backdrop, I can do that by creating a layer mask. But in the case of this, I'm not going to do that per se. I just want to make sure that like he's not looking too far off of what he naturally looks like. Even that is a little bit too orange, just a wee bit. Let me see if I remove a little bit. No, that's all right. Let's go right there. Let's just keep it right there. Lovely. Like I talked about last week, I love to do everything on different layers. It just makes things really easier for me. So we've done that. I'm going to come into my blues. I want to see what I can go ahead and do. Val, you be killing me, girl. Listen, let me pause because I got to address Val right now. Said live for 5 minutes and you're already slaying the stream. Thank you, girl. Okay. I was nervous, y'all. I was nervous before coming on today, but, thank you, Val. So we're going to go ahead and edit our blues. Again, blue and red are complementary to each other. I did want to keep this suit true to it being like a deep blue, but if I wanted to, make it more of a purple or change the color, I could do that there. But I'm going to make it like this really nice, rich, deep blue. Let's see, that's the before, after, just very, very slightly different, nothing major. And then I'm going to go ahead, and another way that you can also do that is if you wanted to utilize hue and saturation, go to your blues, and then this will also impact the color of the blue. That's kind of like a nice and quicker way to also do that. Ooh, yes, that's looking nice. All right, I'm going to come in again. I'm going to go back to this group that I created. And this group was just where I'm keeping all of my Gen AI or Gen Fill in one place. He has this little thing right here. I think it's a part of the suit. I don't like it. It's distracting me. So I am going to take it out. So just going to use AI to go ahead and remove and fill in those like little strappy thingies that are on his wrist. Bam, that is gone. And now I feel like the photo isn't like distracting anymore. So that's really nice. Let me drag this out of the way. And then same thing, if I wanted to come here, hue and saturation, pull this up here to the top so we can actually see what we're doing. Hue and saturation, if I wanted to come down to my reds, this is going to impact the skin, but just to show you guys, you could also do this. Or you can do a master layer and you can tell that it's changing the hue and saturation of the entire image. So that's a little pro tip for you guys when it comes to editing color. Those are some of the things that I really like to do. I'm just going to mess with that red just a teeny bit. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. So I'm going to take all that selective color, group that together, and we'll recap real quickly. That was our start. We wanted to get rid of, like, obviously we can see the other backdrops. We don't want to see that. We want the whole background to be red. So we're going to go ahead and generate a fill that. And then I went in and did a little bit of coloring. I really want those colors to pop. Now, Okay, now I want to go ahead and focus on creating that spotlight effect. So I'm going to come over here to where you'll see your rectangle marquee tool, and I'm going to click on the elliptical marquee tool. I'm going to hold down shift and drag out. And the reason why I'm holding down shift is because if I don't hold shift, y'all can see there, it's not going to give you a nice, a nice beautiful circle. And when we think of a spotlight is a beautiful circle around our subject. So we want it to look nice and clean, right? Okay, cool. So I'm going to hold down shift, drag that out until I feel like it's a decent size. I feel that that's good. Yeah, right there. That feels right. Then I'm going to go ahead and invert my layer. I'm going to Command Shift I on my Mac. I'm so sorry if you're not a Mac user. This is no shade, no TT on nothing. I just don't know what the inversion is, but you can go ahead and invert. Let me do this actually. You can actually invert. I believe there's another way to be able to get to the inversion. I need to do this real quickly. Let's see. I'm having a brain fart because when I do this solid color, obviously it's going to do that because of that. Can I drag this up? Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to bring this. So I feel like I did that really fast. Let me come back here. So again, back to the marquee tool, hold down shift, draw out your circle, Command Shift, and I believe it's under select, right? Yeah, select inverse. Then you can inverse your layer that way. And then I'm going to come down to my adjustment layers, click on solid color. It's showing up this way because of the Gen AI that we did. So I'm going to click this to be black, and then I'm just going to drag it up so you can see that. Hopefully you guys followed that. The other thing I could have done is I could have merged these two layers with my generate a fill that I did and merge it over here, but that is one option there. So you'll see here that we drew our circle and now everything is black, which we are going in the right direction, but we're not fully there yet. I want to go ahead and start off with just lowering the opacity, and I think I'm gonna fall to maybe like a 50-ish. And I feel like this circle, I don't know about y'all, this circle feels a little out of place. It feels like it's no, right here. Can I click here? Ew, I'm moving everything but what I want to move. Okay, you know what? I'm going to keep that there. Go back here. Lovely. So all I did was reduce the opacity just a bit. I don't want it to be so dark. Like maybe right there. And what you'll notice now is that we have our kind of spotlight that's bringing in our subject, but the problem is you'll see that when you look at this circle, and let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can truly see. When you zoom in and look at this circle, it's very, very like, I don't like how sharp the circle is. Like it's very clear that it's not real. So I want to soften that a bit. So I'm going to go ahead, come up to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. Oh, convert to smart object. Really? Do I need to do that? Really? I didn't do that before. Please, a little, let me see. I didn't do that earlier. Okay, yeah, I didn't think I needed to do that. But anyway, so now I'm going to go ahead and, oh, the lighting manipulation is excellent. Thank you so much, Axel. I really do appreciate that. So now I'm going to go ahead and blur the circle. So if I didn't have any blur, you can see how harsh that line is on around the edge of the circle. We don't want it to look like that. So we just kind of want to blur out the edges. And you can see as I'm increasing the pixels, it's becoming a lot more softer. Now we don't want to do it too much to where it's just like, ooh, that looks kind of nice. Okay, no, just kidding. There you go. You don't want to do too much where it's like, it's gone now. So just somewhere around here, I feel like about right there is really nice. I'll do about 40 pixels. I'm going to zoom back out so you guys can see what that looks like. So that is without the spotlight, and that is with the spotlight now incorporated. I feel like that looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like that looks really nice. So, and again, if you wanted to, maybe you didn't like it or you wanted to increase the blur or make any changes to the blur, you can just go back to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and make those edits there as well. So I might want to like increase it just a little bit, just so it feels like it's truly on the background, opposed to it feeling like it's something that I just later on added in post. Checking the chat. We are looking good, y'all. We are looking good. All right, perfect. So we've added the spotlight. Now it's just here to, now at this point, we just kind of can edit the photo to our pleasing. I want to come to my black. So I went back to adjustment layers down here, clicked on selective color, and I just created another selective color layer, which I don't want. I'm going to go to my blacks and add some color into my blacks. I really want to deepen. Ooh, you know what? Ooh. Okay, I'm going to add some color to the blacks, which is going to be the shadows of the photo. It will add it into his skin. So if I don't want that, I can go ahead and remove that off the layer mask. But for right now, I like this like dark moonlight. Ooh. Ooh. How y'all feeling about that? I think I like that. Okay, let's see the before and after. I just like how deep and rich that is. I, of course, do not like that that is on his skin. I didn't want him to look that deep. So I'm going to come in here, just take my eraser tool and ever so gently make sure you actually selected the layer mask there. And we're just going to come in here and, oh, do I need to be on black? I might have to be on black. Sometimes I'm like trying to see what I'm doing. No, I didn't need to be on black. I was fine to be on white. I grabbed the erasers tool and I'm just going to come in here and take this effect off of his skin. Because his skin is dark and also part of the shadows, it's just pulling and adding the color there, which I did not want. I want to keep these blacks very true black, and then everything else can be like a, that deep purpley kind of color that I wanted it to be. So I'm going to come in here like so. Now, if I had patience, I would, really zoom in and really get in there, but we don't really got that much time left, y'all. We got about 10 minutes. When a good idea hits, ooh, that's about right. When that idea really hits, y'all, sometimes I'll be editing and I be meaning to do one thing and I might do something by accident and I'll be like, ooh, yeah, that feels right. Hey, Jack, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm just going to come in here just where I can see. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Where that kind of purpley is coming in on his face. We're just going to remove that. And you know what? I can actually go. Oh, no, I can't go over his face. That's going to go on the mask right there or on the red. And I don't want that there. So we're going to do that. I'm going to get that off of his hands. All right, cool. So I'm going to come back out, zoom out, and let's go ahead and look at what we've done so far so you guys can see what that looks like, and then we'll continue to edit the photo. So this was where we started. Really nice, beautifully lit. Like, honestly, when I first edited this photo, you guys, I did not do this whole spotlight thing. This was just an idea that I had if I had patience. Honestly, I feel like I have so many quotes sometimes if I had patience. So this was more so like some creativity that I just had sparked with this image. But yeah, so I started off with the generated fill and just trying to clean up the background a bit, made some quick color adjustments, really wanted that red and blue to pop. Then we went in and added in our spotlight so that way we can bring a little bit more attention to our subject. And then we went ahead and added in another selective color so that way we could really deepen the blacks surrounding our subject and really bring that attention back into him. So we really, his face and his glance and the way he's looking up, I want that to be the real star of the show. Okay, cool. So then I can come back in here. Let's see, I might want to, I don't want to deepen it too much. Like, there is such a thing as doing too much, And if you guys have any questions, we do have a couple minutes left. Please drop that in the chat. And hopefully, if you missed the how to make a spotlight, please let me know and I can add that in there as well. Lovely. And so I have done, let's see what we're going to do. Let's go to, I kind of want to play with the color a bit more. I'm going to go back to hue and saturation into my reds. Let's see. I kind of like that blue and purple situation. I feel like it's giving kind of like a vampire look. I'm going to come in now, zoom in, because you can see I clearly got that all over my subject. And I'm just going to remove and take him out of the mask so that we don't see this purple all over him. But paying attention to the color, like specific details, I did change, like right now I changed the red to purple. The red on his boxers did change to purple. I don't want to impact that, so I'm going to keep that there and make sure I don't erase that. I'm going to make this brush a wee bit bigger, because if I had patience, which I do not have right now. So I'm just going to select him out, and then we can play around and see what colors we prefer for this image. Ooh, his ear is a little purple. Okay, there's a little purple ring around his forehead. Oh, see, I need to find the patience that I said that I didn't have. 7 minutes left. Oh my goodness, you guys, our time is flying by. Oh no, let's slow down. No. So I'm just gonna come in here and I also think that might have been from, yeah, that possibly also was from, nope, it was not from the red that was spilling on. There is some red on here that I didn't take off. Okay, let's come back here. You can see the purple. Okay, let's just zoom out, because that's not what I want to waste my time on. Okay, so if I come back here, I can play around with the master slide as well. Ooh, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's it. Now let's come into the blues. Yeah. See what you can just Photoshop is just crazy. Do you always use hue and saturation, or do you ever experiment with color altering features? Color altering features. You know what? I tend to use hue and saturation just out of habit. A lot of the coloring that I do in Photoshop, it is selective color and hue and saturation. Sometimes I'll also use color lookup, but other than that, those are the main things I use. Or I'm currently in a season of using gradients to add color and play around with color as well. So those are like the few things. Oh, thank you. What other color features do I use? So I would say I use hue and saturation, selective color. Sometimes I will also use color lookup, which also is like you can add a LUT, or you can utilize like a LUT that's given to you that's already in here from Photoshop. So you can see all these different LUTs that are here too. So sometimes I like to play around with those. Of course, they're very dramatic, so I don't like use them alone. Sometimes I'll put them on there, and then I always love to reduce my opacity. So I think that's something that there's just so many things you can do to play around with colors. And if something is too harsh, don't be afraid to play around with the opacity. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. This blue and purple situation is really speaking to me. I'm going to come back to these blues, see if I wanted to do anything. I don't know if that looks good, or if I was just doing too much. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe we like the red better. You guys let me know. Do you like vote? And you know what? Let's vote in the chat. I know we have about 2-3 minutes left. Let me know. Do y'all prefer the red and blue or that purple and blue? I don't know. Something about it is just giving like vampire vibes. I don't know, but let me know which one you guys prefer. And I know we are getting to the point where we are starting to wrap up, so I'm gonna just come back over here and just tell y'all a little recap, that in case you are just now joining or you've missed any portion of this stream. What we started off doing was the generated fill to expand out the background. I love to do this because sometimes when I want to get a wider shot just when shooting, I'll obviously get all of this, the backdrops at the top, the white from the studio that's kind of on the sides as well. So knowing that I can just utilize generated fill to fill up those areas later. Then I went and did some coloring. We utilized hue and saturation as well as selective color here. Let's see. Oh, no choice between my favorite color. Oh, dang. Sorry, Val. Sorry to put you in that situation. Perfect. So then we're going to come. Then we did the star of the stream, which was creating this spotlight effect. And then everything else that we did was to just kind of emphasize that spotlight a bit more. So we really came into the blacks and really deepening the blacks. So we brought a bit more of that focus back to our subject. And then we kind of played around with color here and seeing what was more so our preference. So did you like the red and blue, or did you like that blue and purple? I'm not gonna lie to you, that blue and purple is really nice. I don't know what it is. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this stream. So that is one of the things I really love to do, is just, again, play around with just different aspects of your editing. Like, what can you do to really emphasize your pictures, right? So if you can't do something in studio or when you're actually shooting, that is okay. There are so many tips and tricks for Photoshop. And this is one of the things that if you see those really cool, like, spotlight pictures that that are really trendy on social media, and maybe you're like, wow, how can I create that? You're probably like, oh, how can I create that? One of the things that you can do is utilize these tips to create your own spotlight if you don't have the tools to do so in person. So thank you guys so much for another amazing stream. I see y'all in the, oh, okay, I see a vote for red. Yeah, sometimes original is better. Okay, the red and blue was what we meant to have. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope y'all really enjoyed today's challenge. Make sure you stay tuned. Jacob is coming up next with today's video creative challenge. So I will catch y'all over there, and thank y'all so much. Bye.